Imagine waking up 7,000 years ago. You're lying on the dirt floor of a hut. Smoke stings your eyes, your head is pounding. And above you, someone's holding a sharp stone. You think it's a sacrifice. But it's not. It's surgery. They're about to cut into your skull while you're still awake. This isn't a horror story, it's real. Archaeologists have found hundreds of skulls like this, drilled, scraped, and somehow healed. Which means they survived. We're in the Neolithic age, over 7,000 years before modern medicine. People lived in small tribes, hunted, farmed, and fought. Accidents and head injuries were common, but what they did next wasn't. Archaeologists have found skulls from France, Peru, Ukraine, and even North Africa, each with the same circular hole cut into the bone. It wasn't random, it was global. Somehow across continents and without communication, early humans all learned to cut open the skull. Their instruments? Sharp flakes of flint, obsidian, or polished bone scrapers. No anesthesia, no antiseptic, no written instructions. Everything we know about this practice comes from the bones themselves, silent skulls that still carry the scars of survival. They had no anesthesia, no sterile gloves, but somehow they figured out how to operate on the human skull. So why would anyone drill a hole into the skull? The answer depends on how you see the world. Some skulls show signs of head trauma, fractures, swelling, or bleeding beneath the bone. To them, opening the skull may have been a way to relieve pressure, a crude form of neurosurgery. But others, perfectly healthy skulls, no sign of injury at all, which means they weren't fixing wounds, they were releasing something else. Anthropologists believe many early surgeries were spiritual acts. The brain was a mystery. If you were plagued by seizures, madness, or pain, healers thought an evil spirit was trapped inside your head. Trepanation was the cure, a doorway for the spirit to escape. This wasn't a local superstition. From Neolithic Europe to the Andes of Peru, people performed trepanations for thousands of years. And here's the wild part. Many of those skulls show healing. Bone grew back, they survived. Some even had multiple holes, proof they lived long enough to go under the knife more than once. Imagine surviving brain surgery in the Stone Age. In ancient Peru, some trepanations were even ceremonial, performed with polished, decorated tools, not weapons. It was medicine mixed with mysticism, and somehow it worked. The first trepanations appeared thousands of years before written medicine. Before Egypt had pyramids, before cuneiform tablets, humans were already performing brain surgery. And over time, they got better at it. In the Incan civilizations of South America, trepanation reached a shocking level of success. A 2018 University of Miami study examined hundreds of skulls from ancient Peru. The results? Up to 70–80% of patients survived. You can see it in the bone, smooth healing around the edges, proof of life after the operation. That's a better survival rate than some Civil War-era surgeries done thousands of years later. Early surgeons began with simple scraping, shaving thin layers of bone until reaching the skull's inner surface. Later, they developed more advanced methods, boring and circular drilling, using stone or bronze tools to make cleaner, safer cuts. These weren't mindless rituals anymore. They were procedures, practiced, perfected, and passed down. By the time of Hippocrates in ancient Greece, trepanation had entered official medicine. He described it as a treatment for head injuries, a way to drain blood or relieve pressure on the brain. Centuries later, Galen refined those ideas in Rome, using metal trephines with handles and screws, the ancestors of modern surgical drills. What started as a Stone Age survival trick became the foundation of neurosurgery. Every generation added knowledge, and every healed skull is proof they were learning. For thousands of years, trepanation hovered between ritual and survival. But in the 19th century, everything changed. Surgeons finally understood what those ancient healers had been trying to do. They gave it a new name, craniotomy, and a new purpose: relieve pressure, remove clots, save lives. What began with flint and fire became a cornerstone of modern brain surgery. And when researchers compared the ancient results to 19th century operations, they found something shocking. Some ancient surgeons were actually better. These ancient surgeons were far more skilled than we once thought. Their tools were primitive, their knowledge limited, but their precision, their success, was real. Trepanation proved something remarkable. Even in the Stone Age, people weren't just surviving. They were trying to heal. They didn't understand the brain. They had no science, no textbooks, but they had curiosity and courage. This was the first bridge between magic and medicine, a moment when faith met anatomy and pain met progress. Look at today's neurosurgical tools. Circular saws, burr holes, cranial plates. The designs may be new, but the idea? It's 7,000 years old. The oldest surgery in the world wasn't about killing. It was about saving. So next time your head hurts, be thankful you live in a time of Tylenol, not flint knives. Ancient medicine was brutal, but somehow it worked. This was the first cut that saved lives. And that is a pretty hissy rap.